Okay, everybody. Today this is Jeanette, by the way, and we're going to talk about the actor Jim Carrey. And what I found out along the way, we'll just teach you as we go along exactly how we do this, okay? We look at the shoulders here, how the shoulders slope, and on a female, the shoulders slope real bad like this. My mother used to tell us girls to hold your shoulders back because they need to be straight. She didn't realize. She would look at those old movie actresses that carry, because those old movie actresses like Jane Russell were males, and she did not know that. And she always said, hold your shoulders, walk with your shoulders back so they'll be straight. And she would tell you, stand up straight because you got a curve in your back. Your back should be straight. But no, a curve in the back is what females have. That straight back was those transgendered female actors, or male actors, male to female actors. And let's see, what else? Oh, with the stomachs too. She said, yeah, hold your stomach in. So my mother had all these unnatural poses that she's trying to do to emulate, or impersonate, emulate? I don't know if that's the right word or not. These so-called, what she thought was actresses. She used to make us practice walking, or not make us, but put a book on our head and see if we could walk across the room with it falling off. People don't do that stuff. She would wear the long girdles that would make the top of her thighs, where us women have fat on the top of our thighs, she would wear those to hold that in, where you had the straight skinny legs. That comes from the males. It's the males that she's thinking is females when she's looking at that. But whereas the musicians, I want to say magicians, it's almost the same people, and I'll explain that later. The musicians with the long hair, my mother used to say they look like women. They all look like girls. It's like she was correct. And I will, when I go over some musicians, you'll see what I'm talking about. That my mother was right as far as her eye went like that. But as far as the other thing, yeah, she was looking at a male pretending to be a female and thinking we should do the same thing. But those girdles that she would wear one day, she said, I had to quit wearing those things. They were cutting the circulation off my legs. Yeah, Mama, women have fat on their thighs, on their inner thighs. You know, you're not going to have straight, skinny legs. The men have that, okay? Anywho, here's Jim Carrey. I always liked this actor. Very fun. But what we see here is the sloping shoulders, which is a female thing. Men have got straight shoulders. But you'll see his shoulders are really sloping. Sometimes males will somewhat, but not as much as what these are. Okay? And what we do here to measure, we'll take where the waist is, and that your elbow will go right into your waist. You can stand up and do that, and you'll find out right underneath it or right on it is where the waist usually is. And so depends on how the arms are also, which I will show you in other pictures, because you can make mistakes really easily. It depends on, he's standing pretty straight though. Okay, he's standing pretty straight. So we put a line across the waist, and we put one where the collarbone is, and it usually falls right underneath where the neck is. Okay, and then we find one along the crotch line. It can go up a little bit, doesn't matter, it can go up a little bit, you know, to about there. That looks about right, like that. It doesn't matter, it's not going to be exact. Okay, so what we got here, we got two blocks, basically. Okay, now on a male, this top block will be longer than this bottom, because a male has a long torso. You see here on Jim, he has the short upper torso of a female. And the bottom is the same size. He has the lower torso of a female. Together, he has a full torso of a female. The hands fall right in line level with the crotch. That's a female characteristic. Males, their hands will be longer than the crotch. These are the rules. The skeletal structure does not lie. People lie. Okay? And you have to remember, they are all actors. There are no actresses anymore. They call them all actors to get you out of that mode so you can't tell one apart or whatever. It's just one of those silly ass things that they've got going. If I look up here at his neck, now when I said about how these people are born, there's two kinds. Either you're born into it where the egg is messed with, or you are contracted when you get older. When they take the egg, they will fertilize it, and I believe that it's Enlil or Marduk has made his own race of people that way, and he will take his sperm and fertilize the egg and then implant it back into the mother. Now when they find out that, like in Jim's case, it would have been a female, it would have, well, we all start out as female, but when that egg is fertilized and it shows it's going to be a female, that's the underlay, which is your skeletal structure is set up with that. You cannot change that by nothing. That skeletal structure is there. It is set in cement, stone, with that first sex. Okay, that first chromosome will set it. Your DNA, your bone structure, the whole 9 yards internally is female. Then they will take the male chromosome and inject that into the egg. This is an overlay. It is a mask. They will get the testosterone they need to grow beards, to have an Adam's apple, and to have the male trachea. A lot of people think that the parents of children are giving them testosterone and estrogen. No, this is not so. When they put that overlay chromosome into the egg, it gives it all that it needs. Now, I guess if a person wanting to present themselves, parade around as a male, they may take testosterone that may give them a little bit more coarser hair or whatever, But for the most of it, it is like a package deal. The first sex of the female that's set in there, it's a package of all the female characteristics in there. He would have had all the eggs that he would need. Females are born with all the eggs. If he wanted a child that really looked like him, what they could do is they would take his eggs, and I believe that Marduk or Enlil would put their sperm in those eggs. The fathers are always one of those two. Nobody else, because this is his race of people. He does not allow any males to breed. All the males are castrated when they are born. Okay, well, he would not have been castrated because he never had balls in the first place. Okay, but this is how we do the bodies, and you'll see as we go along that, yeah, they add up and stuff. Okay, this is just the body that we're showing here, and he does look like he has a male trachea, and the Adam's apple, that overlay package has got all that he needs for that, and he would not need to take testosterone. And life, or they, as a child, they wouldn't have had to pump him up full of it before he is 16. You know, they have to start that. If you're going to change a child, you got to do it before they reach puberty. You would have to castrate them before puberty. But in Jim's case, he's a female, so no. Do they still have menstrual cycles? Yes, they probably do. They do. The eggs are all right and stuff. That overlay is just a package on the outside, basically. You know, it can affect like the hair, like I said, or tissue. See, a Adam's apple and a larynx is tissue. It's not bone. What bone sets up is like the male brow ridge and stuff, and we're going to show you that in a minute. And again, why I drew this long like this, his shoulders are very narrow like the females actually, but if you go up here and you draw straight down, you see he's the same down here as he is up here, like a female. Males are a little bit smaller down here than they are up here. That has nothing to do with these two boxes being smaller or bigger. What I'm talking about is how wide. This is how wide it is. Yeah, he's small up here and he's same size basically down here. And that's female, so his whole body tells you that he is female. And with his hands being level with the crotch. And here's something for everybody that does the doppelganger thing. Here is Kevin Bacon, aka Jim Carrey. You guys can take this and do with it what you want, any of you investigators, because I know some of you like to match that up. You may have already seen this. But as you see, this looks odd. It looks like he is. Now, they can have implants of, you know, it looks like his Adam's apple has slipped. Okay. I don't believe this is from the male overlay, looking at this, and I do not believe that it's from testosterone. I believe this is surgically implanted and it has slipped. Okay. It has. The Adam's apple is not this far down. It's way up here. And this is all smooth like us ladies. His face, oh, it looks just like Kevin Bacon. Good God. See how nice and round his face is? You can see the female in this one here. Yeah. You see how nice and round his face is? Same shape as mine. The chin, I think he's had an implant in that, and he has had a bigger dental arch, because I got pictures. I'll show you another one where it's smaller when he was younger. Yeah. His eyes here look medium, not too close together in this one, but I do have some that looks like his are close together. You may see a bit of a ridge here, but females have got a ridge too. If you look, the eyes are sitting right on top of the ridge, which says that this is a female brow ridge. It's not a male. This is very narrow, just like a female. So this light reflects outward. It shows this is up. This, where it's darker, shows that that goes down. So it shows that this is round. A male's will have a flat forehead that goes backwards, not round. You see? So that's your female there. The brow ridge is female. The eyes are, you could get a guy with eyes about that far apart, but they still look a little bit close together to me. Forget about the ears. I got gigantic ears, and I've got a long neck also, so forget about that. The overlay can actually cause, I think the overlay can cause a lot of this stuff that you see that may be a male, okay, like the long neck. But like I said, I have a long neck. But this is suspect because, yeah, a Adam's apple isn't down this far. It's slipped, and implants do that, okay? That's absolutely amazing. But you can, that he looks like Kevin Bacon here. There is something into that, people, and you just follow a lot of the other trans investigators and, you know, and learn from them on that. Yeah, but when I say overall, I feel female from this. Here's when he was younger, and as you see, you can see the trachea. Now this could be a female trachea, if this is the Adam's apple here, it's not in the right freaking place either. God almighty. That's a bad surgeon that did this stuff. Oh, geez. We find that all the time. Oh, excuse me. I got to situate myself. I'm not sitting on a chair. I'm sitting on the edge of a bed in my... Yeah, well, that's where I have it set up now, but we do what we have to do. And, yeah. His arms, now see, it's sloping, but it looks way, way, way... You know, they wear tops that are so big it'll cover their hands. But it makes them look like they're males because it's to disguise the fact that they got really narrow shoulders, and we'll show you his narrow shoulders and some others. But you see how smooth is? Yeah, it doesn't even look like he even shaves at all. It's just really nice. A female Trek you can see also. He's had work done on his throat, definitely has, and on his teeth, too, his teeth. And, like I said, I believe that this is an implant here, too. And I'll show you in a bit when we get into some younger ones. You know, some younger ones that will show you a difference in the teeth and stuff. Again, you know, it's like his eyes are real shallow and that. And it's an overall feel of the feminine again. Oh, I meant to mention about the hair, and I forgot about that. He has the soft, feminine hair, except here. I just said that, and it's like I stuck my foot in my mouth with this one. Okay, this is another one of that. But look, his throat is weird again. It's like, now where has the Adam's apple gone? I think he had it removed, or I don't know. Would it have moved over here? That's odd. No, you're looking at kind of an older neck, and what? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is, yeah, one I think I have, let me put this down at the bottom there. Anywho, was I going to say and stuff about this? Maybe it was, I am not sure. I'm going to put this to the side here. Let me put this to the side because I'm thinking I'm seeing something on there that I'm going to talk about later. Put it there so I can grab it. These here. Okay, what I want to show you. This is when he was younger, and his neck is so nice and smooth. He did not have the implant of the Adam's apple here. Okay. Like I said, the overlay of the chromosome, the male chromosome, could give him a larger trachea. Yeah, it could. But this, I still think that this is he's had an implant in here. I really believe it. Here it looks like it's a little shorter. Weird. This is young when he was younger. Yeah, it is weird. You can see this ridge just a little bit better here because the light's bouncing off of it, but that's still not a male brow ridge, I don't believe. His eyes are really sitting on top of his skull there, actually. And he has, this is really nice and round, and got the overall female features. This isn't too big right here, you know, above there. No, not really. And going over here, like I said about this, is I measured him up again, and it did the same thing. I do it several times to make sure that the top and the bottom is still the same. It's a female torso. Sloping shoulders is a female thing. Short female shoulders, and the top here is equal with the bottom, but he's wearing black pants, so it's hard to tell with that. What are we looking at here? This is a little old lady. To me, it looks like, yes, he's turning into a little old lady here, and I think that's why I had this up. You know, the throat is just, I don't know, it's just real wrinkled. Yeah, it's just real wrinkled down there. You know, even his little cheeks here are like a little old lady's. He does not look like a man at all. He just looks like a little old lady. Even his little hands look like they're female. They just really look, yeah, they just look female to me. All right. Now here's the one where his chin is a lot smaller here. It is a lot smaller. It's round like ours, as you can tell as females. And you can tell that he's a female by looking at this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. His hair is fine, like a female's hair. Most of the investigators don't look at this, but Mel's hair is much coarser. And if I was a portrait artist for 30, 40 years, yeah. About 40 years I've been a portrait artist, and so I look really closely at everything. I know every little detail, and I see every little bump and line and stuff on somebody's face. And I can tell the fineness of hair if it's even male or female. And yeah, everything about this tells me that he is a female. Here, Jim, you get to see his lovely curvy hips here. Yeah, that's pretty neat. This jacket was made for him because it doesn't come over his hands just right too. Because now here you can see, you see how small his shoulders are. That's what I told you, that you're going to see somewhere is. This one was made for him, this suit. It's not a man's suit. This one was made for him. It could be a female's, yeah, it could be a female suit. But you know, it fits him really good. If you go straight down here, you can see once again that his hip lines up with the size of up here like a female's. Males will be much smaller here. Now, some people talk about a Q angle and stuff, and I have not yet even been able to keep up with that. I just don't know about that one. But all I know is what I'm seeing here is a curvy ass hip from Jim Carrey, okay, and very small. Slanted shoulders. His hand is real small too. The fingers are real tiny on that as well. Yeah. They wear the beards. See, here's what I think. Inside they know that they're hiding a lot of stuff. And so when they grow a beard, it's like they're hiding behind that. Or they use comedy to hide what they're feeling inside. They think people can't see the real self. You know, we can't because we've been conditioned, we've been told this is a male. Okay, so, you know, why not believe that? Okay, that's the thing. It's like, why not believe that? So you must remember they're all actors, and there is an agenda for this. It is a race of people. They are wealthy. You know how much money that he's got? A lot more than what you have. Is he worth hundreds of millions of dollars? No, he is not. Okay? He gets that because he puts a lot out there for the agenda. They influence people. People fall in love with them. They buy everything that they put out. When you fall in love with these, you idolize them, you worship them, and not yada, 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 the whole 9 yards. And he does a good job. Oh, he's so cute. How many people did, you know, I used to say, oh, I'd love to be with someone like that. He's funny, he's good looking. Yeah, but he doesn't have what it takes below to help me. I don't want to be with another woman, so, you know, that's pretty, you know. Anywho, that's it. And I don't want to be with somebody that is for the other side, which is what we call the darkness, the dark side. They're born into it, though. He didn't choose the start of this. Now, his story is this, okay? He was poor. How many do we run across like that? Loads of them. We got a list of people that say, I was poor. Okay. He's supposedly supposed to have been poor and stuff, and there's a bunch of them living in a van, and they tell really wonderful stories, but there's nothing that you don't know if it's true or not. You just like this person, and you say, he's telling me the truth, because you like this person. They could tell you anything. Politics is the worst thing. Never ever listen to any of these people when they talk politics. It's all lies and crap. Okay? Even baking a cake, do not listen to them. The ingredients will not be right. Okay? Serious. Oh, it's terrible. But let's see. What else was I going to say about this? They hide behind the whiskers, like I said, and that overlay package can cause them to grow the whiskers. But if you look at his teeth there, he's got a female dental arch. It's very, very small. Okay, that's the female also. Yeah. Okay. This was with Jeff Daniels, and Jeff Daniels is probably a female too. He kind of looks like a little old lady too. I haven't studied him too much. He's got the little tiny female chin. This could be an implant, actually, the way that looks. You find a hard edge where the edges of the implants come to a lot of times. Yeah. And Jim's hand here is totally female hand here. It's just real small. A lot of people go with the digits and say, well, the digits are such. His digits look just like mine. Just exactly like what mine is. You know, they say sometimes the index and something about the index and this or whatever is. But his fingers look exactly like the way that mine do. You know, they just really small hand, actually. Yeah. I thought I had one where his, maybe it's somebody else, but I thought I had one. If I find it later, I'll show you. But I think that it showed that he had his hand up against his face. No, I think that was somebody else, actually. Because the hand should cover the whole face. If you're a male, your hand can cover your whole face. If you're a female, your hand will not even reach up there, but, you know, this doesn't show that, actually. I think it was his hand is what I was wanting to show here. Okay. Now, here's him pulling one of his faces, and I wanted to show you, here's his brow ridge right here. See it? You can see it really good right here, the ridge, okay? And you see, again, his eyes are shallow and sit right on that ridge. That's a female. That's definitely female. Here his eyes look real close together and real shallow. That's definitely female, short female. Head here, round. You can see how round it is. This is not a back slope forehead. I don't know so much about the cheeks here being flat. It's hard. This is really weird. See this hard edge here? I don't know if he's had implants or not, because to look male, you would have a higher implant. You'd have cheeks that were higher. That's a male thing, not a female thing. Females got flat face. But this, see this hard edge? That hard edge could be the end of the implant. It's very possible he's got an implant right there. That's, you know, it's very, very possible. Here, it's just, you know, again, a mess. You see no trachea or anything. It's just a lot of loose skin. I think that's all I wanted to say about, you know, this up here. Basically, this, the bone here. This is set whenever that the first sex is set up. Yeah, the underlay. The underlay will set the bone structure. So whatever that underlay sex says is the way the bone structure comes out. That's how we can tell if they're male or female, by this stuff. Here's the old ploy is, I have a child, so I must be a man. He says he is the father of this child that looks nothing like him. That is an actress right there, and that actress is a male, actually. This female's a male. What we do is, where's the crotch on this person? About right here. The crotch is not right here, right? If this was a female, the crotch would have to be here to be even with the hand. No, the crotch is up here and making the hand very much lower, which tells you that this is a male. See, it's very easy to do, foolproof, and it is science. Now, if you have any problems with me, you must take this up with Inkey, our creator, because I didn't create this. This is the way the male bone structure is. The way the female structure is different. If we take where this looks like the waist where this is, okay? I think the waist is a little bit lower than this, out right here. Usually you go with where the bottom of the elbow is, and the elbow is about right here. It's hard on this dark, but If you do this after a while, you'll get the, you know, understand this or whatever a little bit better. But this, you know, it comes all the way across here like this. And what you're going to do is you take that and you measure to where the crotch is. If you've got a little cursor, you can about see, it's about right there. So the crotch is here. It's also where the thick part is. So you're going to see this is like a small triangle here. Then what you do, go up here to the collarbone, and you see that this is much bigger. This will be really long because the upper torso on a man is longer than on a female. So this upper torso is telling you that this is a male, and this is a small little bottom half, and this is a male. The hand longer than the crotch tells you this is a male. I don't know about the knees. I can't read stuff like that. They have so much work done on them. It looks like that there may be the trachea that you can see here. Hard to say. They shave the face down so much it looks like a doggone pencil. It's just, just terrible. You see here this shoulder. Now this one is down, really slanted down, because she's down holding on to this child. Okay. This side, she's standing up straight on this side. We still call them she's and he's. That's what we're used to, and that's what they're used to. Out of respect, we still call them he, she, and all this stuff. But they're never boy, girl, man, woman. They're always a female or a male. They can't be the other because they're both. It just doesn't fit. Okay? What I was going to say is this shoulder, see, it slopes just a little, but this is what I was talking about. Their shoulders are straighter, and the slope on a male will be about like this. You see Jim here, it's just, bam, just really, really straight down. I don't know if that's him in the back there. I can't make that out at all. Doesn't matter. But what you can do, you could cut this up and you'll get the same thing. You'll get that he's square here, and you get that he's square here. But this little girl does not look like him. They get them from all different places. They plant it in your head. This is my daughter. So that's telling you that he is the father of this child. He fathered this child. Okay, and you like Jim Carrey, so you have no cause to not believe him, but it's all a farce. He did not father this child. He can't, unless that he carried it in his uterus. He will have a uterus. And I think, like I said, I believe that they probably still have their cycles and everything. I don't think the overlay interferes with that. I really don't. I don't think it does. I know I'm not 100% accurate, but this is what I feel. This is him acting goofy, and it looks like he's got broad shoulders here, but he's also doing this. You know, but what I wanted to show was his curves here. See where his body curves in here? Now he's wearing something that pulls it in down here. Okay, if he didn't have a belt on, he's got pants on, belt or underwear or something. This curves in. Some people say, well, the navel, but we're so low down now, it's on a female, the navel is closer to the crotch. If he was really a male, I think the navel would be up higher here. But if you take, okay, the bottom of his elbows here across here, well, his waist is down further though. See, this throws it all off. You can't really use this. But if you took this and you cut, I just don't know exactly where it is on here. Because I think with all this other stuff going on, it just, you can't really do that. I just wanted to show you his female curves on this. But if you look at this, oh, somebody was saying, yeah, Mag Ugly Truth will tell you that they don't always, it's not always the same actor, it's somebody else that they use a lot of the times. I mean, when he's doing this, this may not be Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is just a character. That may not be that person's real name at all. We're told so much crap, you know, who knows what, but these, a lot of times, they don't look like themselves, and yeah, he screws up his face, and you're saying, yeah, he's screwing up his face, so that's why he doesn't look like himself. Not necessarily, but if you look here, why is there a great big indentation here? There is no Adam's apple, there is no male trachea. He's had surgery probably to remove, now this looks like a younger picture, but maybe he has had some implant and had it removed. This almost looks like he's had surgery here. It really does. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And here, he's pulling his face that makes the chin look wider. It goes right into the side there. To make this picture looks like he's got the wide male chin, but he doesn't. He's not fooling me. This is a total female face. And this way he's got it makes it look wider and bigger down here. He's still female face, and the hair is just, he's got really good quality female hair. It's really nice and fine. And his shoulders are nice and, you know, female size. This scoops in just a little bit here. This is where his shoulder is about right here, and then it'll come out. These broad suits just make them look like they're bigger, to make them look like they got broader shoulders, and I'm a man because I got broad shoulders. No. But look at how smooth his neck is here. Absolutely nothing. This is a little light here, but we have a female trachea that when you swallow, you can see it in your mirror, women. Go and look in the mirror and swallow, and you can see it. I did that to check out, could I see mine when I swallow? Yeah, but I mean, look at how smooth this is. It's just absolutely amazing. He has no trachea, and he has no Adam's apple really here. I think that no male trachea, okay. This, what you see here, is probably the female trachea. This is as he's gotten old. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's flat. It looks deflated. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. And it looks like, this looks fairly wide here, but this, I know it's an angle. It's a different angle, but still this looks much smaller. Sometime when they get older, I think they take the implants out. They're near the end of their run and stuff, and maybe they start bothering them or something. His cheeks are flatter, like a female. But if you see up here, no male brow ridge whatsoever. This little indentation here, us women have that, and then he's got a female ridge is what he's got. The eyes are so shallow, they're sitting right on top of the skull, just like a female. This is, had this arch put on. You can see where it dips back here. This is all on top of it. Yeah, it's a different one than when he was younger. I don't know, it's like, is that one? No, that's after. That's after. This is not real because it's all even. Real teeth aren't even like that. So, and unless he's got false teeth, and I don't think he does. I think he's just had them covered to give the impression that he's more masculine. This will look like a male dental if they have this covered, you see. So these are a little bit tricks of the trade that they use. Yeah. His hand there, I don't know. He's got it all clutched, so I don't know. But this, you see how round his little skull is here. It's a female skull. Oh. Here, now I don't know who the hell that this is. That's somebody wearing a mask. That is not Jim Carrey, basically, per se. It is, but it isn't. It's somebody pretending to be Jim Carrey that's wearing a mask that is not, and that face looks longer. It's not as, Jim's face is a little bit wider, but you can tell the eyes and stuff, that is not Jim Carrey. It's somebody taking his place for some reason. They're characters, but look at the fingers. These fingers is still feminine. These are female hands. Now it's interesting. Yeah. This, okay. Look at his hair up here and how it goes up on both sides. It doesn't really do that so much here and here. This is completely different. This hair is, I think this hair is thicker than his hair, actually. But this is not Jim Carrey. It's somebody wearing a mask. That's what Mag says, and he's correct. He's very correct. Here's a good one here of him close up. Again, you can see there's no male brow ridge. I mean, this just really is flat as anything. The eyes close together like a female. They're sitting right on top of this. The light here, light cast out. Shadow goes in. So this shows that this is round. See? It shows this is round. You see a little bit this sticks out, but it does on the females too, like I said. Forget about the ears. I got giant ears like what he does. Okay? Or she does. Yeah. Any testosterone will make a nose grow also. It's flesh. It is not bone. We read really the bone. Flesh parts don't mean a heck of a lot. With the males, the eye sockets are real big on a male, and they're more sunk, and the eyes are further apart actually on a male. They just got a different look about them than what females do, but you see this and you can feel the female. He has had a bridge put on here to make it look like he's got more of his teeth look bigger here. I do have a picture, and I'm sure that I probably lost it. It's one of those that I already got rid of. That showed, it was one of the younger ones that showed that his teeth were different. Yeah, definitely. Here he is with Jenny McCarthy, and you can tell, I think McCarthy is her name, or should I say his name. When you look, now you can see what I'm talking about, the male and the female. Okay, you go up here to the collarbone. You go here where the waist is. That's where right where the elbow is. The crease in the arm. Sometime you go underneath the elbow. Sometime, you know, it's not going to be exact when you do this, people. It's just not going to be exact. They're very muscular, like you can see in Jenny's leg here. It's real muscular. And they think estrogen given to, if you take a male and you castrate them and they have that estrogen from, I say from the overlay, it's not they're given injections, no. She would have been a male underlay. And then because of the structure here showing that this is a long torso, and the lower half here where the crotch is about right here. Somewhat like that, yeah. And the hand's longer, so it shows that it's a male. This is a male torso. Oh, what was I going to say? I got off track there. But, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes they have small shoulders, but this is a very small person. This up here looks the same as here. This person is standing cockeyed sideways. They're not standing straight forward. That's what you got to look for. See, there's so much that you got to look for when you're doing this. She's standing sideways, so you're going to get a different reading. She's going to look smaller sideways than frontways. Same with Jim here. This suit is a man's suit, therefore it's coming over his hand. Yeah. And this is the female again. And this is what you look for in the male. This is going to be smaller. The males have got a longer torso than the bottom half of them. It's easy to do, but you got to make sure that you get it right. If you slip up a little bit, you're going to make a mistake. This up here is always going to be bigger than down here, or the same size or larger than. Yeah. If you get a body that's chopped off in half, you can still do it if it's really, you know, is it short up here or is it, you know, is it long? But most of the females, the ones that you think that they're females, are actually guys, and that's what we're finding out, and vice versa. It is his own race of people. They are the ones that get the big bucks. They're the ones that get worshipped. They are the ones that people adore, that want to sleep with, that want to marry. Oh, I wish I could have her. But you wouldn't want to go for that crotch in the middle of the night. And they are castrated. They will not be able to ever breed. The only sperm is coming from Enlil or Marduk. Okay? That's the way I feel about that. This one of Jim, his neck is really, really long here. What was I going to say about this one? This is very, very strange. Now, hang on. I got to look at certain things on this. Oh, I can see it there. This one, can you see? Maybe not so. I don't know why I really took this and stuff. Yeah, this neck is just crazy. You can see how small around the face is. My neck is long, but I'm thinking that it's possible that the overlay of the male could have made the neck a little bit longer. It is possible. But like I said, I've got a good long neck. This one's a little longer than mine. But you know what makes this look so, yeah, it's almost like he's both. And I think the overlay, instead of waiting until they're born and then giving them the testosterone, I think they get more of both when they do it to the egg. And this could be half and half what you're looking at. Possibly that might be what it is. This again looks like it's more put back into place. The Adam's apple looks like it's put more back into place there. Yeah, it's just really weird. Like I said, that was just really terribly, terribly weird. His chin here looks more female. Yeah, it doesn't look as wide. Stuff changes. People wear masks, like what Mag said. They're wearing masks. A lot of them aren't the same actors. You know, this may not be the other Jim Carrey. It may not be, but this one is a female round face. It's, yeah. This up here, some testosterone will make this show a little bit more. And he has some. You get that even from the overlay. Here you can see it. Maybe I should just get rid of this one. That one you can too. Oh, this thing. Now it's got that on it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, what I got to do, I got to back this up. Workspace, default. All right. I never work on that other thing. Sometime it jumps and does that. I'm just trying to look. Don't do that to me. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't need that. This right here, what I saw. Okay, I'm missing something and I have to find it and bring it back. Well, here, no, let me go ahead and go in here. I skipped it because there he is, right there. Open up. Now I'm going to put this down here. Okay. Right here. Tap. Okay. This right here, there's something kind of peculiar going on around the neck area. I want you to look at it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I want you to really look at this. Okay. Now, when I pull this up here, I really don't want you to look at what I've written. I want you to look at his throat. I thought, does he have a goiter in his throat? But I want you, I'm going to try to, let me see if I can do this without messing this camera up. But I'm going to try to, now it's like that, it looks like it's kind of wrinkled some. But you see there, can you see that better? I don't know, it shows like lines going through that now, but I don't know if it's going to be like that. If you look right here, okay, now if you're going to look at that, and look at this right here. You can see something right here, right? Oh, geez, we're off. Okay, hang on for a second. Yeah, you can. It's just a little bit too low down here, and it's going to be hard to pull that back. Can you go up a little bit more there? Yeah, right here. Why is that like that? I've got the wrong tool. There we go. There's my pointer. Right here, you can see right here something. Look right here, look right here, look right here, and look right here. Do you see it? Okay. You see that? Now let me bring this down again if I can, because damn, I've thrown this up there and it may give me trouble. No, it's not going to. It's hard to grab these when they're like that. Now look at this. Right here. See this right here? See this right here? See this right here? See this right here? And see this down here. I told my son, I know what's going on. And I said, damn. I said, so what I put on here, I know, oh geez, I didn't have to move the camera and stuff. I could make this bigger or smaller. See, I can do, whoops, I can do this and make it bigger. Or I could do this and make it smaller, actually. There. But I need to move this over. You can't see it there in the middle there. Well, as God is my witness. Okay, you can see all of that. I, Jeanette McDonald, found this December the 14th, 2018. First person to spot it and tell others. I am the one to find it, not you who want to pretend to. No Photoshop used. This is shown without any touch-ups, as God is my witness. And it is. Has anybody been able to spot what that is? I'm going to shrink this again. There. Has anybody out there been able to see what I see? Look really carefully. You don't see it so much here, but wow, bam. This right here. Maybe I shouldn't say anything and let's see what other people have to say, and then, you know, I'll come back in later and say, you know, I hate to say anything and stuff, but here's the thing. It's like, this has proved to me, you know, what really is. I shouldn't have to really say anything, as I think this thing is always there, but it just happened to stick its little head out a little bit too far. Now, let's see, you put whatever in your comments below. You can feel free to take this and show anybody. Please use my name and tell people I am the one that found this. This is the find of a century. That's what I say. It's like, nobody can say it is not what I think that is. I know what it is. And I can tell you more about that later. I don't want to spoil it by saying what I believe. I want you to tell me. Invite people over to have a look and stuff. You could invite people over to my site to help instead of, or my channel to help, instead of just taking the picture. You know. I found it with a group of others. Yeah, I found that with a group of others. That hasn't been touched up by anything, but you can barely see it. And that's the way it probably is, and it's just looking out. And, oh boy, it's just, I don't think Jim or anybody that took it was ever aware of that. I just really don't. It's like, is that the find of the century or what? Do I win a prize? Oh, this is good. This is really good. You know, he is one of the top actors that gets the major bucks. You really know that. He is high-ranking. She is a high ranker. Here, it sounds like a high wanker, I almost said. But here's the thing. Remember when I said about a female brain being really creative and stuff? Well, you see how he is? A lot of that is female creativity that comes through him. He probably writes a lot and does a lot of other stuff that you don't know about also. But it seems to me that the ones that are not so creative, like the Victoria's Secret models that are all males, that's their secret, they are all males. We can prove that, and we do show that. They can't do too much because they don't have that creativity. But to make money, and in Lil or Marduk, they found a way to use every bit of the cow, so to speak, down to the rectum of the cow as these Victoria's Secret models. They are no good for anything other than just prancing down a runway and trying to look good, but you know, half of them, you know, they're guys by looking at it, and hopefully people will wake up pointing that out. But sometimes you have to be shown, and we will do some of that later with some of it. The male mind is just not very creative, and that's why they use the females, the women, to run the world, and they're hiding behind, you know, this transgender thing. It is actually the females that are running everything. Males could not do that. They just, the brain is not wired that way. You know, males are good in their own place of doing things. They're not totally useless, but walking down a runway, that's got to be one of the most useless things to do, and get paid millions of dollars to do it. You can tell that their daddy has got a lot of money. And see, it doesn't matter if you have talent or not. They will just put you up there and exploit you. How much stuff that you tend to sell means how big, you know, that you get, and how much money that you do get, which there is no money. They just up the digits in your bank account, and they will always get, and we will not. I've got way more talent than any of them ever had, but I live good. I live very good. I don't need to be a millionaire, but I have enough. I have as much stuff as any of these rich people do. I don't have like a million cars and stuff, but I have a car. I have, you walk in my house and you see all the crafting stuff. I may have more stuff than what they do. I have everything that I need to do what I do in life that makes me happy. They can't even find a bit of happiness in a bottle, in drugs, if that's real, what they tell you. A lot of these actors don't die, you know, they just fade away. And he's a top one. We're still going to hear from him. I enjoyed watching Jim a lot, but then his characters in the early days were all like Ace Ventura, and you get tired of that. Then he started doing the more serious stuff, and so it became different. And who doesn't like him? See, the spells they cast back behind the scenes, the rituals, these spells and stuff, they're love spells. They make you fall in love with the character. You fall in love with the character, you're going to want to buy everything they push, and the worship of them, and that's, you know, they want, I don't know if it's so much they, but their daddy actually wants to get rid of the human race and replace it with them. They cannot breed unless that it's regulated. But we are eternal spirits. It isn't going to matter. I'm sure that something will be sorted out, or we will just live as an eternal spirit. That is up to Lord Enki and whoever that is dealing in the human bodies. We have to have something to come into, and, you know, I don't know. See, if they have a human mother, I think they do. It keeps them small. The Anunnaki are really big. To keep them small, well, hence the Victorian models are pretty tall, a lot of them. It could be because of their sperm, you know, their genetics make them, you know, fairly tall. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly that I was going to say about that, but it's probably time for me to wrap this up. But yeah, put the things down below, people, and I'd love to hear what you got to say about this one. God, this is the find of the century. It's like, boy, it's like I was dumbfounded. This was better than finding out Gene Simmons of Kiss was a female. And his whole family's transgendered. I got the proof, and I'm going to show that to you guys later and stuff. Well, enjoy this, and just let me know what you think. I am going to put all my videos onto a website, a private website, so my hard work will not be blocked or destroyed. But at the moment, I always have a copy, and I'll put it back up. So, yeah, hopefully I will get my address and stuff up there so people can actually order a memory stick of my work if you want to. It's good to take down the information of how to get in touch with me in case everything goes belly up. But I sell those memory sticks, and I don't know what's all going to be on it and stuff, for like $20. And I am building a healing center, and I'm going to have videos about my healing center on there. I already have the property. I just have to flip it and work on it next year, and that's what I'm going to do. And that money helps the healing center, so I can help other people. It's also a center of the arts, and so local people can come and use that don't have money to do things, and hopefully we can teach them a craft that will help them in the future, you know, because one day you're not going to be able to go down to the supermarket and get stuff, and who knows when that is, but we know the time is short. So anyway, that's it for now, and I'll talk to you soon.